Yeah. Yeah, my name's Claire. My pronouns are they, them, and I am still playing Quidam, half-elf grave cleric.
Okay, so yeah, I'm Jack. Yes, guest today, so I'm pretty excited. I live in Australia. I also mainly play on the Botchery's Hero or Adventurers. Today I'm playing Dalrum, the Hound, who is a dwarf rogue, and we'll get some exciting stuff that comes through that. I'm also the owner of Project H2, which is a special company that makes cool things out of lasers. We also do things for role-playing. You can see some of the background. Looking forward to today. Thank you for... Oh, there you go. Yes, sure that it's got LED lighting inside it. It's pretty. Sure do. All good. Yeah, all good. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, my face is a little bit beat up right now. I've got a juicy black eye, and on the other cheek, a just barely scabbed over cut. Half elf, maybe 5'7", shoulder length dreads, pierced ears, stacks of bracelets, wearing probably blue and gray tunic, loose trousers tucked into boots, a satchel over my shoulder, and looking, I think, somewhat pleased with myself, also a little concerned. we're cutting even tonight, I think. Oh yeah. Hi. Yeah, I am. I recognize that you are closing officially. I do so. Honestly. Oh, I had an argument. Um, it's, I imagine you have. Frankly, coffee would be amazing right now. No extra, but coffee'd be great. I am.
Nathan,
Oh,
sounds like there's some people watching the stream said they can't hear your voice.
hear you. It's always nice when chat tells us when things are going wrong, because otherwise we just blithely go through.
Wow. Hi everybody. Can you hear me now? Oh man, that was wow. So I think I know what's going on. Full disclosure to everybody. I think what's happening is I just got a new graphics card and I've noticed a bunch of weird little hiccups like this. Yes. But you're still very quiet. Okay. I will turn up my gain. Thank you, Tabletop Misfits. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I just got a new graphics card, and I've been noticing a bunch of hiccups lately, and I guess I didn't catch this one, so sorry. Yeah, can everybody hear Jack? We'll wait for chat to respond.
Very compared to the others, maybe his mic. Yeah, someone else picked up yours. It's just really soft.
Okay. Yeah, I got my gain up now. I'm checking my levels here. It's looking pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Well, terribly sorry about that, everybody. It sounds like you all missed the intro, so I was just sitting there speaking silently to the screen. Dear. Well, I'll try to keep it brief, but essentially we find ourselves... Yes. Yeah, it was a mime show, no. Yes. Can you tell we were talking about Baldur's Gate? Jeez.
Lucky it's not live.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, totally good it's not live.
We've got, what, a 3-second delay?
Oh my goodness. Anyways. I'll try to keep this brief. The story we're telling tonight takes place in Baldur's Gate. And yes, this isn't a mime show. We're in Baldur's Gate. Things are bad. There are gnolls ravaging the countryside, cultists running through the streets, and refugees pouring in from the neighboring city-state of Eltugard. But despite all that, we're doing a smaller story tonight, and we're focusing on a small bookshop. This small bookshop, we see an individual approaching it, one that was just described very recently. And as they approached, there was a smaller figure within closing up shop. As Quidam entered the shop, this individual, Disa is her name, a small, old, dwarven woman with big, luscious mutton chops off to the side and kind of hanging jowls. And yeah, Quidam appears to know this individual, and they started having a conversation. And Disa just finished by saying, "Yes, I know you're here to see Box of Screws. I'll get you the coffee real quick, and you know what? Well, I gotta get you right. Just hold tight there a moment." And she quickly just runs back, has a cup of coffee ready to go. It was already in a pot just there.
It always is.
And she brings you a big thick mug out filled with some hot coffee for you.
Thank you. And I can see myself back if that's easier.
Oh, you remember how to do it?
I've seen you do it a fair few times now.
All right. Well, if Box of Screws asks, just say that I did it. I'm not supposed to. It's fine.
All right.
All right. Well, it's great seeing you, Quidam. I hope you gave those other fellas a nice, good sock in the nose.
Something like that, yeah.
Good.
I'll
Bye.
head to the back.
And as you head back, Quidam, this half-elf, walks back, and you flip open that little piece of decorative filigree on the side of the bookshelf itself, and push in the button, and the bookshelf slides to the side, revealing a stairwell going down below the shop into stone. Mm-hmm. Entering down into this shop, I mean, do you go straight down? Or are you?
Oh yeah, I'm actually drinking the coffee. I don't imagine it's fantastic, but
No.
I think I'm gonna be up late tonight.
It's very bitter. Going down the stone stairwell, we see what you've seen many times before, this vaulted, low stone room filled with tables on either side, and there's still individuals currently working with scales and bags of coins and ledgers, and they're just counting coins out, writing in the ledgers, and there are the two guards at the bottom of the stairs that just kind of turn and give you a quick nod. And they point to that hallway that goes off the back towards the room to the side.
All right. Well, that's encouraging. I will go check the ready room first.
Okay. Yeah. Entering into the ready room, you go down that stone hall and enter in this room on your left. And within, there's the big table filled with documents. There's all the racks of weapons and armor, and locked cabinets with who knows what within. And standing at that table, you see Box of Screws, the guild kingpin of Eastway, currently hands on the table, looking over various maps, kind of stroking her chin. And Box of Screws is a half-elven woman with kind of darker skin. She has a red bandana that's tied up around her head, and wearing very practical dark clothing as she's standing there looking at all this. Very I wish I had the thing here. But yeah, a stern face. And next to her, there is an open notebook that's just filled with numerous notes, and she's kind of twiddling a little pencil in her right hand, with a corncob pipe sitting off to the left or not a corncob pipe, sorry, it's just a pipe sitting off to the left on the table. Quidam.
Hey.
She looks up. Good to see you.
I know it's twice in one day, but I wanted to come by.
Well, you're looking real rough there, Quidam.
Oh, yeah, that happened. Do you? I feel like I keep saying this. Do you have a few minutes?
Well, of course. Come on in. Shut the door.
I do so.
What can I help you with?
I wanted to thank you, I guess, for a conversation earlier today. It felt really good for you to ask me for help rather than just telling me what you wanted me to do.
Well, you're welcome. Although, you did kind of reject what I had to offer.
Well, yeah, I recognize that. I've had a little bit of time to think about it today, and I wanted to, I don't know, clarify some things. I'm very interested in helping you with this, in learning more about the torillium. In I don't know that I much use it research necessarily, but well, you know, I have some magic. I think that there's a fair bit. I think there's a fair bit more you could share with me. But I think it's interesting. And I'd like to collaborate with you on something. Cortea, it's been a long time.
All right. I can let you in a little more. Definitely use some help. Are you, what are you willing to do?
Help learn about it. You said that you don't have a good idea of what exactly it does other than make people feel good and be younger, but it sounds like you're not even entirely sure about the younger part, maybe?
Well, the information we have on it is very limited. Monfred's done his best, but I had something that was going to be quite illuminating, and it's, well, I'm hoping to get it quite soon. And once we get it, you can help me decipher it, perhaps. I know you got a bit of magic in you now. Do you have anything that helps you understand things?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. If it's like language you're talking about?
Yes, it is.
I believe so.
Does it have to be spoken? Because,
That's a great question.
all right, well. Yes.
I will think about it and get back to you.
Well, if this all pans out, I'm hoping it'll come through soon. You'll definitely be able to help me with that. Be a good start.
Yeah.
Have you, reconsidered, though, with Dad?
No. That's one of the reasons why I want to know more. I don't want to just give my father something that we don't know terribly much about.
All right. All right, I understand.
I'm trying to meet you halfway, Cortea.
I do appreciate that, Quidam. At this point, you hear a commotion outside. Kind of some slightly raised voices, a bit of a... It sounds like someone stumbling down the stairs, kind of... and there's kind of a moment where Cortea tenses up, kind of stands up looking towards the door, and she just gestures, get away from the door, I don't know what this is. And she pushes past you, kind of standing there in front of the door, listening, and you hear some muffled voices and kind of tense conversation. And then...
I don't care if she's busy. Bloody let me in.
She's currently meeting with someone right now. You just have to wait out here, all right?
Get out of the way. No time to wait.
Well, just please... I understand, but this is... And then Cortea just immediately nods and, like, pushes the door open and steps outside. Dalrum, you see Box of Screws stepping out down that hallway.
Right. We need to talk.
Dalrum. Well, you look like shit. And, Why don't
Yeah.
why don't you describe to everybody what you look like as you're standing there in this low lit thieves' den?
So Dalrum is a mountain dwarf, dark haired, but he's got a fair bit of grey, as I do, through his beard and through his hair, and dark, reasonably dark featured, and he's looking filthy. He's got this nasty wound across the side of his face. He wears black leather, studded leather. Everything on him is either black or dark grey. Even the metal, any metal he has on him is all black. It's been blacked out. He's got his jewels on his knuckles. He's got tattoos all over his arms, some on his neck. And for he's average height for a dwarf, but quite masculine. Not as heavy set, but very well defined, his muscle definition. And he looks up. Oh, well, look at my face. We gotta talk. Everything's changed.
I'm assuming it didn't pan out then.
The two goons you sent with me,
All
they're
right.
dead. They're dead.
I always knew Carton was worthless, but oh well. Why don't you step in here with me into the ready room and we can have a conversation. I have an associate of mine here with me, and she gestures, and Quidam.
I have stuck my head around the corner and have been watching the whole time.
You see Quidam there.
Who's that?
This is an associate of mine. You may have actually heard of them. Their name is Quidam.
Hi.
Yeah, I've heard of Quidam. What? I'm a bit confused. Why are they here? Why is she here?
They're here because they provide a valuable resource to us and are very capable.
Yeah, but yeah.
Let's go have a conversation. And
Right.
She leads you into the room. And as the three of you enter into the room, she positions herself at the other end of the table with the two of you kind of standing there next to each other. Quidam, you're shorter in stature. I'm trying to imagine. Do you think you're still taller than Dalrum, or?
I imagine so. I mean, if you're about average height for a dwarf, you said?
It's over 4 feet, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like a foot
Foot.
and several inches taller.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and Box of Screws steps in, is standing there, looking over you both. Well, Quidam, this is rather serendipitous. This is the job I was talking about, and gestures to Dalrum.
Hey, what's going on here? Look,
That's a great question, ain't it? What's going on here?
like, Screws, we have to find another way to work out a deal, because it was full of undead. I'm not equipped for that shit.
Well, fortune may have just presented itself, as we have someone here that I believe can handle undead quite handily. Is that not right, Quidam?
I haven't had much experience.
This one? What is this thing?
They have remarkable powers. I'm sure you've heard. They are, well, Quidam, how would you describe it? Are you in touch with the divine? Would that be accurate?
I suppose Divine's touched me. I don't know. I'm still figuring all that out.
So what? Cleric? Because that's what you need.
That is.
And you need an army of them, mate. We got to work something else out. I can't. I'm not your guy. You got the wrong guy. I'm the Hound. I hunt down, find things. I don't go in there and fight undead. I'm your guy when you lose someone. You need to find where that one's gone, and I track them down. This is not me.
You want out, right?
Out? Well, I never wanted in the first place.
If you want all your problems to go away, you're gonna do this for me.
God.
So just to make sure we're clear, all will be clear
That's
if
right.
I all.
All of it.
Whatever. I know you mentioned it. There's no other option. Right.
I need that book.
Look, should we
You and
be
your books.
talking in front of this one? I mean, aren't we two different factions here that don't even get along? Like, how is this even happening?
Trust me. We got an arrangement.
Is this that thing you've been working on that you won't tell anyone?
It has to do with that. And you better not ask too many questions. Otherwise all those problems that are going to go away, well, some of them might stick.
Dalrum,
Yeah, I don't need to know. I don't need to know anymore.
here, and I will hold out my hand to you, glowing slightly. I can help with one problem at least.
What would that be?
Your face. It don't look real comfy.
Nah, it's all right. Yeah, I'm good. It's just a scratch. Yeah.
Dalrum, don't be such a... Just take the help.
If he don't want it.
All right, just a scratch. Nah, yeah. It'll fester and bleed out of you, all right. Yeah, sure.
Well, I sure.
I was getting a bit nervous. Pulls out his pipe. Puts some tobacco in it. Anyway, so this one, there's got to be more than that. Who else we got going?
I have one more that can assist with this. Someone that Quidam is familiar with.
One? No.
You've...
You need at least 7 or 8, if not 20.
I'm sorry, Dalrum, but I do not have the resources for that. And all you have to do is get that book for me.
Do you? But I just told you. Just to try and get... Look, I've tracked it down. So what I did was, this is how it worked. Right. So I took all the reports of the missing boats, right? And I narrowed it down to the zones that they've been vanishing, right? So then, from there, I worked out the sizes of these rafts, these ships. They're big, right? So they can't just can't pop out of nowhere. Okay, you with me? Following me, right?
Yeah.
Good. Right. Then I had to work out in that vicinity what's big enough that you could fit a ship in to hide it. And voila, I found the catacombs. The catacombs underneath, of course, the bloody cemetery. And they're flooded, right? So then go in there and then, boom, bloody undead. Your mates are all cactus. And I'm all more pretty than I used to be. You're not getting it right. It's undead. And if the rumors are true and there's some big-ass creature dragging them in there, how are myself and this one got to be able to handle that +1? It just doesn't add up, mate.
I trust in you. I know what you're capable of, and my other man is quite capable as well.
I hope he's bloody big or she, whichever one.
He's
pretty tall.
He's pretty tall, but he can get in and out of places.
Does he
Listen,
carry a big-ass weapon? Like he's gonna need it?
you don't.
He does, actually.
Oh, well, who is it then?
Well, or you might be thinking of somebody else, Quidam. I was thinking of
Oh.
Manfred.
Well, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Man.
I guess the weapon is big in its own way.
Yeah.
Anyways, Dalrum, look, I understand. Thank you for telling me all that again, but I wanted to humor you here so that Quidam could be a bit caught up. Quidam, you said you wanted to help me. If you could please help Dalrum and Manfred escort them through the catacombs, I think you should be able to handle a little undead. What was it anyways, Dalrum? Just some ghouls?
I don't know. They were cold, slimy skinned, and moving around and vicious.
Oh, that's cute. Alright, well,
Ain't the cemetery real close to the hospital?
it's a bit.
A bit. And the catacombs underneath Dalrum, you said they were flooded?
Yeah. Well, yeah, water everywhere, and some parts, I reckon it continues under. So that's where we got to.
Interesting.
It looked like a hot stream was bubbling up, and there was this weird kind of. This is going to sound. I might be losing my bloody mind. I was pretty scared at the time, right? So it sounded like someone was playing, like, those big old organs and woo, that you hear when you go to the church. That sort of stuff was just resonating in the cabin. And like, there was no one there playing nothing. But yeah, that was playing. It was pretty strange. And then that's when we got attacked.
Well, perhaps.
Like therapy, skills get me alive. That was it. Just skills.
And I suspect those skills would keep you alive again.
Why wait to wait a second time?
Look, Dalrum.
I could get anyone to write up a book for you, mate. Like, does it have to be this one?
Are you gonna do this for me or not?
I don't think that's actually a real question, is it?
Not really.
No.
All right. Well, I do have some things to help you with this little problem of ours. You said that the catacombs were flooded with water.
Yeah.
And where you suspect this creature resides may be under the water in that entrance?
Yeah, but just to be clear, I don't believe that there's a creature. I think there's some group creating rumors. That's my personal opinion, because I didn't see any evidence. Just saying.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, I think you're going to need some of these. And she turns and unlocks one of those cabinets, opens it up, and pulls out 2 bottles with this like big bubble floating on the inside of this viscous liquid, and passes one to you, Quidam, passes one to you, Dalrum. These are some potions of water breathing. Should help out in case you need to go in. Now, just please, all I need is that book. I've given you the description of what it looks like. And Quidam, if you want to help, please provide escort for Dalrum and Manfred here as they try to retrieve this.
I am willing to do so. The thing is, I am exhausted and rather, well, I gesture to my face.
I noticed.
Tomorrow, maybe? Yeah. Give us some time tonight. Yeah. I could go to I could have a bit of fun tonight. Yeah.
That's just fine with me. Just get it done.
Oh, well, we've got some time, and I'm doing this for you. And look what's already happened. How about a little bit of credit on the table? And that's it. Just you give me that credit. I've earned it. But I'm doing what you asked.
All right.
I'm good for it.
Sure. I can give you a little. How does 50 gold sound?
That will do. I'll make it work.
Good. Before you leave, Dalrum, since you haven't actually met our other associate here, let me go get him real quick. If you don't mind, both of you just waiting out in the counting room, and I'll come get you.
Sure.
Certainly.
She leads you out of the room, and the two of you find yourselves kind of standing in this room, Dalrum. There are tables on either side of you. The room itself is maybe only about like 20 feet in both directions. And at these tables, you just see individuals are currently working and counting coins. And it seems to be, you've been in here before, but it's essentially processing gold and stolen contraband and things like that. But the two of you stand here for a moment if you want to talk amongst yourselves.
I will lean up against the wall next to Dalrum and pull out my pipe and start stuffing it.
You need a light?
That'd be great.
There you are. So, you familiar with the washing that's going on in front of us right now?
No, I don't tend to do anything with this. Although, have you been here before? I assume you've been here before.
Yeah, I've been here before, sadly. And
Have you ever?
before that and that, and yeah.
Sure, it tends to happen that way. Have you ever seen these tables empty?
No. It's a consistent business. They bring it in, they clean it, per se, and it gets filtered back out where it needs to be. So, you're a cleric of sorts.
I suppose.
Right. Have you? So you haven't dealt with the undead before?
No.
God.
I just haven't ever encountered any, really. Not.
Oh,
No.
God. Are you trained in
Training?
or woo magical stuff to stop them? Or
No, I haven't had any training in this. I'm a midwife.
You're a midwife.
I'm a midwife. This is all very new to me.
It's new to me too. You're a midwife.
Yeah.
And Screws is sending us off to get screwed, basically. Right. This is great. She's done it. She's done Ripper this time. I honestly think I'm starting to doubt the book even exists, and this is just an entertaining way for her to get rid of me. Oh my God, seriously.
I have never known a book to not exist when Box of Screws is interested in it.
Oh, okay. Anyway, how come you're a stand-up, pretty much a local hero? I'm hearing out, the word on town. You did something quite heroic, you and your team, out on the outer side of the wall. At the rate I'm going, I'm going to be there next. What are you doing working with Screws? Like, seriously, you're going to tarnish your reputation.
Well, the reputation was never intended in the first place. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
And she's persuasive.
I know.
But
take my advice. You bite once, you're stuck here for life.
Oh, I know. And I've seen several people in your position right now. I was there myself a couple of times.
Well, you'll be there. Like I said, you bite. That's it. You're done.
We'll see.
Taps out his pipe. Refills it.
You hear the door open behind you, and Box of Screws comes walking into the room. Walking behind her, you see this tall, lanky man. Let me find here. He has dark brown hair, which is dense and wiry, that comes all the way down, forming this like wiry beard, and he appears to be human. He wears this olive green vest with like a bright white shirt, the sleeves rolled up, and he has just thick, heavy hair on his forearms. Adorning his arms and hands and knuckles are various like bracelets of gold and silver. And in one of his little pockets, he has like a little chain coming out. Looks like probably a pocket watch would go in there. And as he steps up, Box of Screws gestures to both of you. Well, Quidam, you know who this is. And the individual just kind of waves and then gestures to you, Dalrum. Dalrum, this here is my associate, Momfred. And Momfred kind of waves and goes, hello, yes, my name is Momfred. It's wonderful to meet you. I've been informed that I will be helping you once more, Quidam.
Yeah.
Wonderful to meet you.
I use my eye for detail.
Okay.
So perception check.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm going to give him the look over. I'll stand as tall as my 4.1 feet. I might be on my tippy toes a little bit as well.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Put him up and down.
He's almost 7 feet tall,
Yeah,
ain't he?
he's almost 7 feet tall. He's really tall. Yeah.
You do not hear anything that would give information that I could use to what his skills are, capabilities,
Sure.
ability. Because at the moment, when I heard his voice, I'm like, I'm starting to doubt this mofo. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Okay.
Let's see what that roll is.
So would it just be a perception roll, I'm assuming?
This would be
Or
insight check, because you're kind of inspecting the individual and trying to get a sense for them.
What?
Oh
Out of
no!
my
Only a 9. Wait, but don't you get the as your class? Don't you get the thing where it's automatically a 7?
That's for ear of deceit. So that's when I'm checking to see if someone is
lying.
creature is lying
I see. Okay.
or hiding something.
Okay.
I've gone for eye of detail. You can use, but this is for more something you use in combat. Use an action to make a perception check to spot a hidden creature or object, to make an investigation check to uncover a decipher clue. So really, I should have done investigation.
Well, and don't you get advantage on the roll with that
Yeah,
feature?
sure.
Okay, yeah.
Sure.
So okay, go ahead and do investigation and roll it with advantage. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I for chat I should we don't have our rolls up in this view, but here, I'll quickly show you. Jack just got a 26 on investigation. So,
I'm giving him a look.
yeah, that's incredible. Okay, okay, this is yeah, you definitely see something. As you are carefully inspecting this individual, your eyes narrow and you start to look, you realize something is off. There's, you notice the light isn't quite right, the way it's catching his figure. And for a moment, there's almost like a ripple in the figure itself, the image, and you catch a glimpse of something almost on the other side. Like it is superimposed, this image is superimposed over this individual. And what you see is, as you're looking at the face, just trying to get anything, as this timid, kind of tall, lanky man is standing there. And I should point out, he's wearing like a tricorn hat. And as the image kind of ripples for just a moment, what you see on the other side is big canines coming out from the lower lip, big floppy ears covered in fur, and you see the face of a bugbear for just a second, and then it goes back.
Bit of a Jekyll and Hyde here.
So that's what you see. Do you react to that in any way?
I look over at Screws and I go, interesting.
She kind of looks down at you.
I give a wink. Well, let's see what this one can do in a sticky spot then. All right then. Off to the tables for me. You're welcome to join me if you want.
Well, I'll expect to see you all here in the morning, and you can all head out from here. Montford will be waiting here.
Oh, crack a door.
And Montford just gives a little wave. It's lovely to meet you. Another thing you notice, Dalrum, as you're walking out, at his side, you see an item that is very rare and very...
That's definitely going to catch my eye.
Yeah, so you see it, and it is basically an incredibly, like, I don't know, say past... there's been rudimentary versions of this probably the past 100 years, but in the past 25 years this has really started to accelerate. There is what you thought was a hand crossbow, but you realize it's a flintlock pistol that he has at his side, and it's beautifully made, beautifully crafted, that he has holstered. So
I stop, turn to him.
Yes.
That is a unique item. Is that Dwarven Forge by any chance? May I have a look? I just want to look.
It was created, and he starts to take it out. It was created by the priests of Gond up in the upper city. Yes, of course. And he just lays it down in your hand. Just be careful.
Wow, you've got the Himalayan flint in there. That's good stuff. And all the inlay, the
Well,
weight.
it's actually
Very
from it's from a place called Lantan. It is north of Chult and south of here. It's a collection of islands. It is gnomish made actually, or at least the gnomes that made it came from Lantan, and now they're up at the Temple of Gond. I also have this, and he starts getting really interested and pulls out the little chain that he had in his pocket, and he pulls out, and you see it's, and again, for Dalrum, this is a very new thing to see. He pulls out a pocket watch. The only time you've seen a clock like this is maybe the rare times you've been in the upper city. There's one giant clock tower that is available up there, and he pulls out this tiny little version of it that he just is holding there. You've probably seen something like this, but very big. This one it's quite remarkable. Look at how small it is.
That would be quite valuable, I would think.
Oh yes, it's very valuable, and quickly puts it back.
Bit of advice from me, young fella. Do not show anyone that ever again in this town, or you might find your throat cut in an alley and the watch gone.
Oh, believe me, it has happened before, and
You better keep this at your side, and
yes.
always keep it ready.
I know I may not look it, but I can handle myself. But
Oh, I
thank
know you can, wild one. I see what's in you. Anyway, I'm off to have a drink. Would you like to join me?
No, thank you. He
Probably
turns.
a good idea.
Lovely to meet you, and starts to walk away.
And midwife,
Yeah.
would you like to have a drink?
Might be good to get to know each other a bit more. Box and screws.
Yeah.
Would you mind if I spend the night here? I come back later. Be easier than trying to sneak back through the walls tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you can do that. That's just fine.
Thanks.
All right. Well, see you all in the morning. And she turns and leaves. All right.
Okay.
You all go upstairs and head out into Baldur's Gate. I know we have to kind of keep this episode moving because we only have you for one night, Jack. But as much as I want to, I really want to go and go to the tavern with both of you.
Basically, he'll come back owing an extra 150,000, and he'll be pretty hungover, but he'll be there in the morning.
All right, excellent. Well, you go out into the evening, and yes, Dalrum, you end up further in debt. Quidam, after having drinks with Dalrum, you eventually return to Box of Screws.
One.
Yeah. Oh, just you.
A drink.
A drink, yes.
She might wake up with a stinky dwarf next to her.
No, them. But
Them.
no, I probably not. And you all reconvene in the morning. And Box of Screws, just basically checks in. Monfred joins you, and Dalrum, this is kind of, Box of Screws says, like, well, you were the last one that knew where this was, so you'll have to lead the way. I hope to see you all back here, hopefully before sundown.
All right.
So,
Are
Dalrum.
you sure we can't get more troops? This is not going to end well. Screws, come on. I know you've got a lot going on with the other factions, bro.
Well, trust me, I have an immense amount of faith in both of these folks here, and I know that Quidam has been through a lot and has accomplished quite a lot. You're in capable hands. Trust me.
Be handy if we had the rest of her hero group with us.
Well, unfortunately, they're not around.
Yeah. By the way, I added more depth, so.
Oh, yes, I heard.
Yeah. Cards were in my favor. Yeah, all right. Let's do it.
Best of luck. So, Dalrum, the way I would like to run this, depending on how you want to approach this, how do you think you're going to approach this situation, leading Quidam and Manfred back to this spot? Are you going to go the way you came? Do you want to try something different? And I've sent us all over to the world map here, just for context. And your the Riverveins are over here on the map. That's probably where you entered from. But if you have any other ideas in mind, Dalrum, on how you want to approach this, I'm more than willing and open to it. But essentially what it's going to come down to is a skill challenge and kind of how you get back to that position. But how you approach it will determine, how difficult it is, or, challenges you may face. Oh, we lost you, Jack. I don't hear you.
I'm just going to improvise, and if I'm off track, just steer me back.
Yeah.
I would assume the first time I would have hired a barge to take us to the opening.
Yeah.
And we would have investigated until we found the one that was large enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would have had a rowing boat that we would have went from there, and the barge would have stayed there. The guy would have been paid to wait for us.
Perfect.
I'm assuming to do something similar. Since we've already located the entrance, it would be, all right, let's go back. We're prepared now. We've got someone who can hopefully help us ward off some of the undead. And it would be definitely trying to be stealthy as possible and have if possible, no confrontation at all.
Yeah.
Try and locate this book and get out. That's my goal as the character.
Okay, perfect. So, what I would like you to do, as yes, you go back to the same barge, and we'll say actually for this that Box of Screws probably would have given you some resources to accomplish this. So you go back to the same barge that is essentially part of the Kingpin in Brampton, runs all the smuggling. So she would have connected you with them. You go to their resource, and you don't have to pay anything, and they take you out to the Riverveins. You can see that I think the rowboat you went in with is probably still resting in the mud next to the entrance where you came running out and just left it there. I don't know, maybe. Okay. But as you start going down this kind of muddy cave system, and you can see, Quidam, as you're being led out onto the water in this early morning light, there's still fog rising off the muddy river as you're coasting down it. And you can see off in the distance there are other bigger skiffs and barges moving up and down in this early morning light. But as you approach the Riverveins, you can see there are numerous entrances, as Dalrum was describing, of these almost like honeycomb-like, just pockmarked surface of the riverbank where caverns have opened up naturally and been carved out by the river over who knows how long. But Dalrum leads you to this large muddy entrance, and you get in the rowboat and start going through. So Dalrum, you want to be as quiet as possible. I would like you to make a stealth roll as you are leading everybody through this cave system as quietly as you can.
Should I complicate this?
No, so this, because
All
it's
right.
a skill challenge, only one person contributes to it. So
All right.
I literally rolled. That's a fail. I rolled 1 because I have +9 skill. I'm really hungover, and I probably fall in the boat, and my weaponry clangs or something like that. Get up! Oh, stop rocking the boat! Jeez.
all right. Dalrum, roll a d20. Roll a d20 for me. Just a straight d20, no modifiers.
Okay. 18.
Okay. So you come.
Right, go ahead.
You come clanging out of the boat. And I think what happens is this is pretty deep into the cave at this point, where you eventually had to abandon the boat to walk through a section of cave to get to where you suspect this was. So you get out of the boat and clang out of it, cause a big ruckus as you kind of flop forward into the mud, get up all over you. And as you're trying to gather yourself, Quidam, you're sitting there in the boat, trying not to capsize out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Quidam, I think you're the one who hears it. Well, let me actually see. You both have really high passive perception, I believe. Oh, Dalrum, is your passive perception only 11?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but your investigation's really high. Okay, this is perfect. So, Quidam, you're the only one that hears it as Dalrum is just, like, sitting there covered in mud. You hear this strange, like... And you get this whiff of, like, just really strong scent of iron just, like, fills your nostrils. And as you kind of turn and look, I guess you all left dark vision, actually, even Momfred does. As you all turn, Quidam, as you turn to look at the source of the noise, you see that the cave that goes off where Dalrum was going to be leading you. You see little glints of, like, what little bit of light is in here catching some faceted surface, and it kind of jerks and moves.
I have one horrifying flashback to the mean locks.
Yeah, actually, for a moment. And then what you see is just, because it's just out of your range of vision, you start to see it come towards you. And you see these big feathery, like, antenna go out, and they start kind of spreaded out in front of them, moving towards you. And you see this weird, carapaced, hunched over, insect-like creature come crawling out of that cave, and then another one crawling behind it.
Dalrum? You know these things?
So
All right. I think I swallowed some mud. Just give me a second. What's wrong?
Dalrum, you look, and you can now see these are maybe like 30 feet away as they're crawling out. And you see that one, it has these weird little appendages in front, like little smaller arms, and then the other ones are kind of moving it along. And in its little small arms, it looks to have something in it that it's kind of holding up to its mouth, and periodically, like its mandibles, like carving into it. And what you see is, it looks to be just a completely ruined sword that it's just like carving away into, that's just dissolving into rust as it's like shoveling it into its mouth. And these things are crawling out towards you, cocking their heads, their antenna furling out in the air in front of them. What do you both do?
Poo my pants.
And these things are about, I should put it into perspective. These things are about, they're probably a good 4 feet long, 3 feet high. So they're almost as tall as you, Dalrum.
Oh.
They're very big.
I was imagining like medium-sized dogs.
No,
All right.
They're very large, insect-like creatures moving towards the both of you.
Now, if I want to know what they are, this is the trick. Does it go under survival or?
So I would allow survival, nature, or arcana. Those would be the 3 skills I would allow to kind of try to ascertain what these might be.
Okay. I'm going to try nature.
Okay.
Nah, I do survival.
Survival. Okay, go for it.
Well, considering I only have +2, I've done all right with 15 in nature.
15. Okay.
Rolled a nat 1.
You rolled a nat 1.
Never seen or heard of these things before.
No, you haven't.
Are they ponies?
Dalrum, you immediately recognize these as you recover from throwing up and look and see them. And I'll let you decide how you feel, how you feel about them. But these are, quite literally, these are called rust monsters, very colloquially. And you know that they are attracted to metal, and they eat it. They dissolve metal. But the issue is that when soldiers or adventurers or anybody encounters these, they tend to get very aggressive and try to pull the metal bits off of them, like their swords, their armor, their anything metal, and it will be dissolved. The other tricky thing is anything that strikes them with a melee attack gets affected by their like corrosive carapace, and it will start to damage your weapons.
Oh crap.
So what do you do, Dalrum?
We don't want to get in a mess with them, because if you hit them, your weapons are going to rust to crap, and they're going to rip any metal off you and eat it.
So they shouldn't touch us.
Yeah. Or we have to somehow fight it using non-metal items. If you got a club or
Right.
you destroy a couple arrows, yeah, that'll work. I've got a sling. I'm going to start slinging stones at it if they come at us.
Certainly. Should we get back in the boat and continue a little farther along, or are we at the end of this river vein?
This would be the area that you need to go into, and yes, it's kind of like the dead end of the river vein. So as you're having this discussion, they've been moving closer. They're probably a good 20 feet away now, and you see them like cocking their head, those antennae coming out. Manfred's getting really nervous and like pulling his pistol out, and kind of backing away into the boat. And I'll give you both one more chance on like what you're gonna do here, because these creatures look like they're getting ready to try to go for your metal objects.
I will pull my hand mirror out of my belt and thrust it up into the sky or cave.
Okay.
And cast word. Nope, toll the dead. Excuse me, on the one that is closest to us.
Okay, so you're gonna kick this off. I need you all to roll initiative. We'll try to do this quick because we only got a half hour left. As you throw your mirror up.
Oh, I get advantage too, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
Well, 23 is still awesome, and that's as max I can get. It's a roll of 20.
That is incredible. And Quidam, what did you get?
12.
12. Okay, you're gonna be able to get this this Toll the Dead off, and then we'll start the initiative order. So I'm kind of very haphazardly had to throw this map together because it's just how it goes. I'm gonna actually put these guys up here. So we'll say that entrance that they're coming from is kind of where you were leading everybody, Dalrum. And yep. Dalrum, I'm just going to assume you said you were kind of out on the mud on the bank, so I'm going to put you there. Yep. Quidam will just put you there like you're in the boat, and then Manfred will be right behind you like that. And we'll just imagine, here I can actually just quickly draw, there is a boat, whoop, like that. It
looks like a blue.
Yeah, it does look like a blue. Anyway, so Quidam, you cast Toll the Dead. It makes a whiz save.
Yep, whiz save, please. There is a gong sound that resonates through the chamber.
I got a 5, so I don't think it succeeds.
That's excellent.
Go ahead and roll that damage.
So it's gonna take. That's a good roll. 11 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. Wow, that is well excellent. Okay, and then we have I just rolled for Manfred, he got an 18. Okay. Alright, so boom, there's this gong sound, and suddenly one of these weird insect creatures just goes and starts twitching as you see little spurts of some viscous fluid just go out the side of its head. And first up in the initiative order, as you're recovering from your fall, is Dalrum. What do you do?
Quick question.
Yeah.
Is the boat not too big enough that myself and Manfred could lift it up, put it over the top of our heads, and use it as a battering ram to push them out of the way?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think it is big enough, so I'm super down to do that. Yeah, why don't you make...
Does it have a metal anchor as well?
No, it's like a rowboat, I would think. Oh, I guess...
They probably had rock runs.
A little rowboat would a rowboat normally have like a little anchor to throw off the side?
Rope to actually like attach to the dock itself.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. It's just a big rope. But
okay.
You want to pick the boat up like
yep.
in Pirates of the Caribbean when they can like put it over themselves. Okay.
I'll Manfred, I need your strength. Put your gun away.
All right.
We're gonna lift up the boat, put it over our heads, charge, and push him to the side, and then we're going to flee.
All right. And he puts the gun away, leaps out of the boat into the water. Quidam kind of like pushing you out.
Yep, yep, I can get out too.
Go ahead, Dalrum, make an athletics check with advantage as Momfred gets down and tries to help you lift it up.
Here we go. Thank God it was with advantage. Oh, baby! Yay!
Oh my goodness. Okay, so you get the boat up on your shoulders, and because you have Monfred with you, I'll let you, since you're both doing this in tandem, I'll let you move your full movement speed, so you can just kind of move to where you want to go, and you're going to basically try to battering ram them out of the way.
Yes.
Do you want Quidam to get under there with you?
Welcome to, or she can follow up.
They can. What do you want to do, Quidam?
I can be in there. I am not strong, but
okay.
I can participate.
Okay, so Quidam, as they start moving forward, you quickly get under there with them. So for this Dalrum, this is like a little funky what we're doing here. I think, what is your intention here? Are you trying to run past them? Are you trying to scare them? Are you?
My intention, I'm going to draw it, is to somehow push them back that way.
Okay.
With the boat, so we can continue on. If I gone the wrong way, no, that's it, and then we can continue to the left.
Okay, I love it. This is awesome. Okay, so let's do one more athletics check with advantage as you go running forward with everybody underneath the boat and shove these creatures, trying to shove them off to the side. Oh no!
my short little legs in the mud are not doing too well.
Well, hold on. There's a chance, even though you rolled a natural 1, there's a chance you could succeed if somehow they roll lower than that. But let's find out. Oh my god, they rolled an 8. Oh my god. Okay. And I play with ability checks don't count as critical failures. So, yes, your legs are slipping in the mud as you're pushing into these creatures that start and
well, Manfred and I are so much taller than him.
So
it's really far down, like tilted down.
That's
I don't know if you can see terribly well.
Yes, I think that's it. Dalrum, is you don't know where you're going quite because it's so tilted. But because you have your companions to help you, you're able to push these creatures off to the side. And the boat, did you want to like push the boat off and then just run away, the boat kind of blocking them?
Yeah, use the boat to kind of throw it on them, or use it to kind of just be a barrier so we can get some space away from them.
Okay, great, yeah. So you do that. You're able to just barely push them out of the way. The boat goes tumbling off of all of you, and these creatures immediately start, and then you see them kind of dart towards the iron bits where the oars go in, and they just start biting into these pieces of iron, giving all of you a chance to book it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, you go running down the cave, hearing your feet slap into the mud, and you can hear behind you the strange clicking sounds getting more and more distant. At one point, you feel like you hear something running in the mud, and then it stops.
Phew.
And you're able to move deeper into this cave system.
Whew, that was a bit
Thank
close.
you. That was great. That was great. All right.
Okay.
I don't think I should have drunk so much last night. Feeling a bit rough.
Imagine. If we get out of this, all right, I might be able to help you with that if you want.
Yeah. If you've got a hangover cure, I'm all for that.
I do. Let's hold off for the moment, though, if you don't mind.
Yeah, all right.
All right, so Quidam, since Dalrum got to do the first skill check, do you want to use a skill to try to lead? Well, not like help.
Yeah.
Through...
Could I just use Eyes of the Grave?
Oh,
I mean, Dalrum said that we would be encountering undead, so might as well start looking.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you want? How long does Eyes of the Grave last? Oh, yeah. You're good, Jack.
That's a great question.
Because I think it's only a ping. I think it's like a 6-second ping.
Might be, yeah.
Yeah, Wheezy's Breezy's, I think that was like the fastest battle ever.
Quidam is just fine with battles going like that. No one died. Very few people got hurt. It was over very fast. Yeah, that was good. That was good.
But yes, I think that Eyes of the Grave is a single ping.
It's a round.
Yeah.
Or it's an action. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You can use that. I would say you could use like perception or maybe even religion to like help guide Dalrum through.
Could I use perception in conjunction with Eyes of the Grave and give myself advantage?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I will mark off one use of Eyes of the Grave. This perception I'm decent at, but not spectacular. Okay. 16.
16. Okay. As you are leading, well, you're not leading. Dalrum's still leading, but you're just behind Dalrum, carefully keeping an eye and an ear out, and every once in a while you let loose that little ping of Eyes of the Grave. At one point, you do sense something off in the darkness as the cave starts to branch and Dalrum is leading you off to the left, and you sense a ping to the left there. You're able to kind of stop Dalrum from moving forward and pull everybody off to the side and wait as you hear this odd kind of like airy breathing sound, and the room starts to get really cold, the chamber you're in. And as you just sit there holding your breath, you watch as moving past you and then continuing on down the opposite passageway, this spectral form, robes kind of gently billowing behind it, emaciated arms and hands, and it just gently drifts past, and all you hear is the faint
What was that?
and it is gone.
Well, you weren't kidding about the undead.
Told ya. Didn't believe it, did ya?
Well, I did actually, but there's something about seeing it in the, that there weren't any flesh in the spirit makes it a little bit more real.
Yeah. I haven't had to run into those rust-eaten things before where we last time, didn't you? Bloody hell. Manfred, you're a strapping lad, but you can talk once in a while. God.
Well, I seem to be very distracted for some reason. I don't know why. Yes, this is
type. Look, before we get too far, I've got a question for you. When you let out what's in you, do I have to be worried?
He reaches up, puts a hand on his hat, and just slowly takes it off, and you watch the image drop, and you see the bugbear standing there, still wearing the same outfit.
Ah, so it's just an illusion protecting you, not that you're a shape changer. Okay, cool. You look better that way anyway.
Thank you.
Look, I'm an old fella.
He
Without being who you are.
Just a lot of people don't like the way I look. They get very violent.
Yeah. They don't like the way I look either, but bugger them. Be you.
He puts the hat back on, and as he puts it on, the image hasn't changed. He still looks like a bugbear. And you watch him reach that little pocket watch. He kind of pulls it out, and with your, I guess you don't have a high perception, but you have I'll say you still catch it. As he pulls it out, he does a quick hand motion, which you recognize as like a somatic component to a spell. And you hear him mutter under his breath, "Fuzzy wuzzy," and then you watch the image go back, and then he puts the pocket watch back. All right, let's go.
All right.
Dalrum, you as you look, you realize you're very close to where the entrance is, and in fact, you start to see some of that mist is kind of blowing gently down the passageway you're headed towards.
We're almost there. We better be careful. Gotta be quiet.
All right. Evidently, Nathan is still extremely quiet.
No. I swear, it's not always like this.
Should we do another stealth roll?
Yes. So as you approach, I would like. This is going. So you've succeeded the skill challenge, or you made it through. As you approach, both of you make stealth rolls, and I'm gonna have Monford make a stealth roll as well.
Please, not a fail this time.
I know.
That's better. It's not great.
Okay, Monford got a 12. What did you get, Quidam?
10, which frankly for me is really not bad.
Okay. I guess we'll see what happens.
Hard to walk quietly in the mud.
Yeah.
I chink. My bracelets slide with every step I take.
I could wrap them in cloth.
Oh, thank you, but no.
It's a good trick we do to muffle sounds of armor and that. But, anyway. Yeah.
No, I recognize them.
As you're...
I'll hold on to them.
Yeah, as you hold on to them, and it does help a little, you come around the corner, and what you see before you, and the first thing you notice, Quidam, is the room is starting to kind of fill with this like mist, and it's also starting to get very warm. Up in front of you, you can see there is another underground river that pours into this cavern that opens up before you. The cavern itself is filled with this mist, and in the middle of it, there is a massive pool that's just gently bubbling, and you can see mist rising off of its surface. As you very quietly are tiptoeing into this room, you suddenly hear this discordant brrr as an organ sound kind of echoes through the chamber, and then kind of
I told you. Can you hear it?
I do. That's real weird.
The room goes kind of quiet for a moment, and then once more.
Doesn't seem to be coming from any particular direction.
Make a perception check. You can both, Dalrum, it's up to you. If you believe it isn't, then
22.
22, okay. And Dalrum?
Wow.
19, okay.
Yeah, +1. That's a good effort.
Oh, you only have a +1 to perception. Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not a scout. I'm a detective.
Yeah. As you both sit there carefully trying to figure out where this is coming from, it is very odd. It seems to be omnipresent as it's kind of playing in this room. But Quidam, as you kind of cock your head and listen more carefully, it seems to be maybe coming slightly from above, and as you look and scan the walls, there's a small cave opening off to the left. A very small one, maybe like 4 feet tall, that is a bit up on the wall, and it seems to kind of curve down into darkness, and the sound seems to be coming up through that small opening and out into this chamber. So that's what you see.
Motion the other two over and point out this small cave or opening down here.
I didn't see that. Well done.
Well, it's real small.
Oh, not that small. It's about as big as I am.
Fair enough.
Well, I thought we were going to have to go under the water, but this, I think, is a great option. Would you like me to have a bit of a peep? I'm pretty good at climbing.
Sure.
Right. I get my climbing gear out.
Okay. Yeah.
Get ready. I'd probably explained this before. When I rocked up in the morning, I had all my gear with me, and you would have all noticed that for a rogue, he's really got a lot of weapons. He's got two scimitars on his hips, he's got daggers on his chest, throwing axes on his back. He's got two hand crossbows strapped at his side, a bit like gunslinger style. He's ready for war, this one. All the metal is blackened. Everything is dark.
And
He has
dampened as you move. Does it not like, is it all like padded like Quidam, like you were trying to get Quidam? Yeah.
anything that could be rattled is in either a special kind of holster that's got fur on the inside to muffle it, or things that can't. He's got cloth wrapped on them to stop the noise.
This is cool. You really thought this through.
And as you're noticing this, Quidam, Dalrum just finishes setting up this line to climb up to this little cave entrance, and all the while that weird discordant organ sound, it keeps coming in these like not rhythmic staccato moments where it suddenly fills the chamber and then it stops, and then it fills the chamber and then stops, and then a long period goes by, and then it happens again. You get the line set up, Dalrum. You're able to get up there without an ability check because you set up the gear. You get up into this little cave and you see it winding down, and the mist is still kind of billowing through the air, and it is hot and sticky in here. It's quite warm and humid. Do you want to climb down this tunnel?
Question first.
Mm-hmm.
With this music,
Mm-hmm.
can I use insight and see if there's a pattern or
Yeah.
like
Go.
something of relevance that I'm missing with it? Like, it just seems, my mind, the way he works, he's very calculated. He always is one of these people who doesn't believe in the mythical. It's more logical kind of thought.
Sure. Go for it. Yeah, make an insight check.
So 25.
Oh my god.
Woo!
Oh man. Okay. As you're sitting there at the lip of this cave, kind of, I don't know, are you like crouched there, like kind of listening, really trying to piece together what in the hell is this? And it is, with a 25, it is very clearly real. This is not an enchantment. This isn't some kind of like illusion like Manfred. This is, in this moment, this is a fucking pipe organ. Like, there is a pipe organ somewhere down that tunnel that is making this sound. And the way it's playing, it's like, it almost sounds like a child or a cat that has like found a piano and is just kind of like banging it because they like the vibrations, they like the sound. Like, it almost has this playful like rhythm to it, even though it's arrhythmic. You just get this sense that it's somebody or something going like boom 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 boom.
Very interesting. I'll literally pause and look down at the others and go, guess what? It's real. It's echoing through here. And whoever's playing it is not a trained hand. It's someone unknowledged with music. They're just playing around. At least it's not magical. That's a good start. I'll go ahead. I'll tug the rope when you should follow.
All right.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, you start crawling down this small cave, winding your way down, and you maybe go about perfect. Okay, 8 athletics. Are you doing stealth or athletics?
Climb.
Okay. So, and it's not terribly difficult, especially with the rope as you're using it to guide you down. And yeah, you're able to get down this winding tube, and maybe about 50 feet or more, like 25 feet. We'll say somewhere in between there. I know that's a pretty big range. I'll say 35. You climb down this tube, and it opens up before you as you quietly move into this room.
Cool.
Sorry, Quidam is also in there, as well as Manfred. But you are entering from over here. As you climb down into this room, what you see before you is another large pocket of air, like another large cavern. It is
Gotcha.
also filled with the mist, and there are bioluminescent mushrooms that scatter throughout this chamber. The light itself, this strange blue light that emanates off the mushrooms, it's highlighting these like sturdy rock pillars that support the stalactite-filled ceiling. You can see there are 3 smaller pools that are around this muddy room, and as you get to the entrance, you kind of look to the right, and there's a massive pool off to the right to the south, and there are these huge gouge marks in the mud where that entrance is. But the thing that really catches your eye is right in front of you.
Yeah.
You see a huge lumbering turtle, probably 20 feet long, 15 feet or 12 feet high, and it is kind of half submerged in this big pool of water, just like, half of it sticking out. And you see it's taking its claws and clumsily slamming them down onto the keys of a gilded organ that is haphazardly kind of cocked in the water, in the mud, poking up out of this pool that it's submerged in. And some of those pipes are submerged, and every time it slams the keys, you see big bubbles going like pouring out of the organ as it's slamming them. And this creature, this massive turtle, just slamming on the organ. You kind of hear this strange rumbling, like.
Is it any enjoyment out of this by the looks of it?
Yes, it looks like it is having the time of its life playing this organ. You also see a smattering of broken vessels and barges and pieces of wood strewn everywhere, and there's a bit of light off to the left from the bioluminescent mushrooms that is kind of golden in color and glinting. And as you look down at your feet, you see little errant scattered bits of coin. You see gold and silver and copper just kind of sprinkled about around you. What do you do, Dalrum?
First, I stay very quiet.
Yeah.
Second, my brain's ticking over and I've gone from, maybe this is not some cult-related fake thing, because here's a creature that's just obviously attacked any ship that's got too close and it's playing with the goods that it's collected. Well, I quietly tug on the rope to let the others know they can start coming.
Okay.
Start climbing up.
Okay, so I would like you and Manfred, you get to make stealth checks. You get to make them with advantage because this creature is very distracted right now. So go ahead and make those with advantage.
While they're coming, I'm going to...
So that's a 1.
Did you make it with it? Oh, because it's a straight roll. Okay.
It's a straight roll for me.
Yeah. Well, okay. Dalrum, can you make a stealth check with advantage as you're sitting there guiding them, like tugging on the rope?
23. Okay. Oh, hang on. I've got to go again with advantage. But that's a good one to start with. 22.
Well, it's with advantage, so you get to keep the 23. So.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, Quidam, as you are clumsily going down this tube.
I don't climb. I don't think I've ever climbed a rope in my life.
You start to
fall.
You start to slip and fall down the tube, and Manfred just whips around and catches you, and then just slowly starts lowering you down, and you quietly get up.
Legend.
And as you get up behind Dalrum, you now, all 3 of you, see this sight. Quidam, you see this massive turtle just happily playing in a terrible way on this organ.
Well, now, that's a sight I ain't ever seen.
Yeah, it's a big bastard. And it's entertained at the moment, and I'd like to keep it that way.
Yeah.
I was thinking, while it's entertained, might be a good idea for me to sneak around and see if I can get that book. And if I can, we can get out of here without even having to fight.
Absolutely. Would you like help finding that book?
Uh, hey, good question. Do you think it's magical? And do you have any way of seeing it if it is magical?
It might be, but I have something one better. And
What's
I will
that?
go ahead and cast my second favorite spell,
Dun dun dun.
Locate Object.
Cool. That is very handy.
Incredible. Okay, so you cast Locate Object, focusing on the description that Box of Screws gave you. We didn't have that conversation in real time, but, you know. You focus on the description and cast it, and Quidam, you immediately get a pulse to the north, very close.
I point out to Dalrum the direction and distance,
So this
roughly at
direction.
least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys please stay quiet. And if it catches me, back me up, man. I don't want to die. Okay.
So Dalrum, you tiptoe into the room. You can keep your stealth check that you made. You at this point you've well, we're at 9 here, so just to speed it up, I'm gonna move your token if that's okay.
Go for it.
So you move into the room. As you come around the corner, Dalrum, you see a huge pile of gold coins, silver, copper. There is statues, there are art pieces. There is an immense amount of wealth in front of you. Incredible amount of wealth. And
I could buy my own gambling hall with that.
And somewhere in there is the book.
Oh,
what do you do as you're standing before all this wealth, and behind you just hear the sound of the organ, and then periodic moments of silence where you know, there's maybe a moment of tension as everything goes quiet, and then once more So what do you do?
Well, since my back is turned, I'm going to rely on the sound of the music, and if it stops longer than a pause, I will turn.
Okay.
But I'm going to have to try and locate.
Okay.
I'm going to start searching.
Yes, so go ahead and make an investigation check for me. And the way this is going to work, so you're going to make an investigation check. If you fail it, I'm going to roll percentile die, and there's a chance that the creature notices. And it's basically, that's kind of the mechanic I'm doing here. And that chance is going to increase with each failure.
Okay.
Would that locate object spell give advantage?
So yes, I was going to do that, but you're not in the room with him. So the spell at least told him where roughly it was. But if you were in the room with him, next to him, then yes, absolutely advantage, because then you could literally scan and be like, it's there. So,
Yeah. All right. Fair
okay.
enough.
So investigation check for me from Dalrum.
Here we go. Fingers crossed. 16.
Okay. I'm going to roll percentile die, because you start digging through this gold looking for a book, and periodically there's little kicking, clinks of coins, things shifting, and you're trying not to shift it too much. And let's see. As you pull aside some of the gold, there's a sudden as the gold just kind of spills down, and Quidam, you see the massive form of the turtle slowly shift and turn. And Dalrum, you sense that something is currently looking at you from behind.
I'm hoping it can't see me.
Okay. Quidam, did you want to react?
Well, yeah, but I don't have anything. Can I cast Toll the Dead over at the other end of the room on like a rock or something?
Can you
So
target?
the sound.
Can you target objects with it? I do like that.
Oh no, one creature.
Do you have something else you could do? I'll totally give you that if you want to try to distract it before it turns and looks at Dalrum. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Toll Dad's gonna work.
What about cast light on something far away?
Light, unfortunately, is a touch spell.
Touch, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, of course.
I don't have.
Okay, well, unfortunately, Quidam, as you're trying to think of what to do, it's too late as this thing turns and it looks at Dalrum. Dalrum, what do? Do you just freeze?
I'm hoping I'm kind of concealed somewhat and hoping I'm hiding. That's what
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
trying to do.
What I would, so you're kind of, because to investigate this pile, you're kind of in the open. So if you want to
Okay.
hide, make a stealth check as you try to leap or get behind something or
13.
13.
Oh.
Okay, it's gonna make a perception check as it turns and looks.
Can I throw my sickle?
Okay, wait. First it's gonna see if it spots him. Got a 16.
It does.
Quidam, you throw your sickle. It turns and looks. And how do you hide, Dalrum? Do you get behind the? Do you dive into the gold? Do you?
Well, I'm assuming that I was probably something like this in that position. So I've tried to go behind the barrel or
Got
chest or whatever there.
You shrink down and try to get behind that barrel, and as you're sitting there behind it, you're definitely of broken line of sight as this thing turns and looks. And then you hear this sickening sound of coins shifting, and you just watch slowly as that chest you're behind just sinks, and reveals two massive eyes staring at you. And this thing has suddenly stopped playing, looking at you, head kind of cocked. Hey. And you hear this booming voice echo across the cavern. What are you doing in my stuff?
Just looking for something I lost.
It shifts and starts moving across the mud towards you, and you can see that steam is coming off of its back.
Why did you stop playing? You should keep playing. It was great to listen to. I was enjoying it.
Make a deception check.
Okay.
Do you have an advantage on deception checks or anything with your class?
Hell
No?
no.
Okay.
Hell no.
Okay, go for it. Make a deception check.
15's good for a -1, so.
Really?
Yes, definitely. I use my eye for detail.
It's gonna move forward a couple more steps and gets really curious looking at you. You really think it was good?
Definitely. You play far better than I, which is not a lie.
Oh, I could show you some things.
Oh, I'd love to.
But
Also, I'm looking for a book that I lost. It was meant to have come to me. It was meant to be on one of these boats that somehow got in here.
these are my things.
Oh, well, originally the book was mine.
But I took them. They're mine now.
Maybe we can trade. Maybe there's something I can give you in return for it.
Steps forward 2 more steps, and the neck extends out from the shell and comes straight up to you. It's
putting my pants.
literally filling your entire vision as it's looking at you.
Hey, I'm just a guy trying to find what I've lost.
What kind of trade?
And Quidam, you're hearing all this
Yeah.
reverberating. Yeah.
Behind the turtle, I poke my hand up so that Dalrum can see me, and pull out 2 gold necklaces and just kind of wave them.
Do
at
you
Dalrum.
like gold necklaces?
I like gold, yes.
Well, the book is not gold, so if you like gold, I can do an exchange. for
But
some
it's
gold.
mine!
But I thought you would like a trade.
Let me see.
Oh, one moment. I left them over there. I will get them.
No tricks.
and the
No.
steam starts to starting to fill the room, and you start to feel heat radiating off of this
Wow. Can you do that whenever you want? That is great.
thing. And steam goes out of its mouth, and kind of your whole beard and hair starts to like just fuzz out.
Wow. That is really impressive.
Thank you. Now show me.
Okay, wait. I'm just walking around and I'll
Okay.
start heading back, and I'm hoping that she'll put them down on the ground and move out of the way
Okay,
so they're not seen.
Quidam, are you gonna
Sure,
try to?
I will put them down and back up to Manfred.
Okay,
I left them over here because I didn't want to make any noise and lose them.
go ahead, Quidam, make a stealth check with advantage because Dalrum's helping you, so it's just a straight roll.
Oh, right. Sorry, I actually did that with advantage. Rerolling. 12?
Okay, you manage to push back into the cave as its head turns and looks, and it does not notice you. So Dalrum, you go up to where the gold coin, the necklaces are laying on the ground. This turtle is like on your ass, looking at you, and and then you watch its big nostrils. I guess they don't really move because it's a big beak, but you feel the air literally getting pulled in, and you watch the necklaces go as it.
Is that a fair trade?
It depends. Show me the book.
Well, that's what I was trying to find. I know it's in that pile, but I don't know. I mean, I'm happy to sit back if you want to pull the pile apart and show me them. Then you don't have to worry about me stealing anything, which I would never would.
Come with me.
And it pushes you with its nose and starts pushing you towards the pile. Gets you right up to the pile.
Now look! Find it!
While I'm doing that, it'd be lovely if there's some music to continue on with. It will keep me better occupied.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
I'm kind of visualizing Bilbo Baggins
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah,
Bilbo
yeah,
Baggins.
totally. Well,
Seven.
with advantage, with advantage.
Oh, advantage is good.
Yeah.
Yes, 17.
There you go. Okay. Okay, he stops.
You really like it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
To be honest,
And you
I'm a
watch
bit
them,
scared,
they kind
and
of
you're
do this.
keeping me calm.
They do this like kind of lope, like
Yeah.
almost half gallop as they go over to the organ and splash into it, and then their head creens and turns and looks towards you, and they go
This
and they tap the organ,
is Bubbles.
and they push on the keys, and it. So you turn around and start searching through the gold. Go ahead and do one more investigation check for me with advantage as you're trying to find the book.
It's gonna kill me. Oh,
Okay.
15.
A 15. Enough of the gold has been like shifted and collapsed around from you doing that, and you kind of push aside, and you see like a thick leather spine poking out, with the runic script that Box of Screws described, like on the back of it, and it kind of has almost this like purple iridescent sheen to it, the whole
Cool.
like tome. So do you grab it?
Yep, and I do the excited. I got it.
They look back, and he looks at you and creens the neck and stops playing, and then comes loping up towards you and leans down and sniffs it.
This is the one. I found it. And look, I have to be honest. I've never met a creature like you, and I've been really scared. And the music is actually making me feel a lot better. Thank you for that.
Oh. No, thank you. Okay, give me the necklaces now.
And they
Okay.
slowly open their mouth. They hook it in their beak, and then gently close. And your
What is your name?
hand's like a little tiny softball in this like massive gaping cave as it's And then they just pull it back, and you hear kind of a loud as their jaw snaps shut.
Okay, fair trade.
Thank you. What is your name?
I've heard people call me Old Calms. My name is Mergolos.
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 That's a
And
very
you
impressive name.
will be hearing my name very soon.
Are you like a demigod of some sort? You're very impressive.
Of course I'm a god.
Steam billows out before you.
What is your name, little creature?
Oh, my name is Dalrum. The Hound, they call me. I'm very good at finding things.
Oh, Dalrum.
Yes.
Good. Now.
Are we friends now?
Yes, and as
Oh,
friends, you're
Friends?
going to keep this a secret, yes?
When they lean really close to you.
Well, but oh, I can't tell my friends I've made a new friend.
No, I am
Oh.
not ready. And
What?
your kind kills my kind.
Well, but what are you planning on doing? I hope you're not going to hurt people.
No.
Ah,
As long as they give me what I want.
what do you want? You've got everything. This place is amazing.
I want more.
More ships?
More gold, more instruments, more books, more art. It all comes from the world. It all belongs to us. You stole it from us and turned it into these things. It was once ours.
Oh, I did not know. I'm sorry.
That is okay, Dalrum.
Mergolos?
friend.
Maybe we can work out a trade and actually continue to be friends and help each other.
Perhaps.
So you would like more of these wonderful things to put in a special place to keep. But maybe if I talk to my leader and we can make an arrangement where you can get more of these to help us, sounds like a good trade. And you'll make more friends through my friends.
Are you lying, or you actually want to do a... Are you doing
my
persuasion or
character is-
deception?
My character is very much a thinker, and he's now actually thinking. We can't, trying to control and stop this creature is not going to be easy and probably even feasible. But if we can work out with his semi-childish intelligence that he can help us get rid of certain bad guys, that we can give him goods, it's a fair deal.
Okay. Go ahead and make a persuasion check for me as you're having this conversation. Also, sorry,
Persuasion.
Quidam, as you're waiting there.
It's all right. I am on tenterhooks here.
I'm not good at persuading,
Oh.
but I'm not lying.
I'm not interested. I will take what is rightfully mine. And Dalrum friend, I will let Dalrum friend have things. Dalrum friend can visit and listen to music from bubbles.
I'd love to.
Good.
Next time, can I come through the water? Would that be safe?
Yes, come through the water. I've been meaning to collapse these small rat holes. So thank you for expediting my plans. Thank you, Dalrum friend.
Yes, friends.
Now,
Well,
And they push you with their snout, and they start leading you towards the big, giant pool.
now leave. Go.
And they're like guiding you towards the massive pool where you can see the big claw marks in the mud and the kind of steam rising off the water.
oh yes, I'll go this way, and others can get their own way out.
Start-
Toodles.
start heading down with the rope.
Okay. All right. And since we're at time, you managed to get the book. The thing didn't kill you. That was incredible. Thank you, Jack. That was so good.
Sorry.
That was so good.
I totally improvised there.
No, it was amazing. So, what happens as we conclude this story? Dalrum, you do have to jump down into the water, and I don't know if you take the potion or not, but as you have to swim through the water, you do see there's a big long tunnel, and following it, it's quite wide. It eventually curves up, and it opens up into that first room where you were in, where the bubbles were rising out of the big pool and the steam. And you see Momfred and Quidam waiting there, and you have the book in your possession. Do you... It's like you rise out of the water with it in your hand.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I may have pooped my pants. Yep.
that's all right. Is the book soaking wet?
so you grab
No.
it. So even if you tucked it away, Dalrum, like even a little bit of water, as you pull it out, the residual water kind of dribbling off of it, it seems to be holding up very well. It's like
it is magic.
very waterproof, and the pages themselves are pretty like a little more thick than you would expect, probably made of vellum, and it seems to have held up very well. But you got the book. You all managed to carefully work your way back out through the cave you came through. Unfortunately, your rowboat is a bit... all the metal pieces are gone, but the boat itself is still functional. The rust monsters aren't there. So you get out of the cave and eventually return back to Box of Screws. And Dalrum, as we all
That was
see...
amazing.
Go ahead, yeah.
That was amazing. Watching you work, that's incredible. I ain't ever seen anything like that.
Honestly, I was so scared. I just said what first came to my mind.
Well, that's usually how I manage through life as well. That was great.
Could we please do me a favor and not tell anyone that I cacked my dax?
Sure. No, that's all right.
Yeah, I don't think I'll live that one down. Oh God.
The whole time back, you've been seeing Manfred has been feeling like this.
Yeah, I stink. I'm like, I'm sorry.
But
I shouldn't have drunk so much last night. It's made me a bit loose.
I honestly don't think it bothers Quidam that much between, the amount of babies and also just living in the outer city that Quidam deals with.
Yeah.
I'm pretty embarrassed.
Well, you get cleaned up, and we see you all standing down once more in the basement of the Crack Spine, the hidden hideout of the guild, with Box of Screws there, holding the book with a cocked smile, and looks over the three of you. Well now, Dalrum, that wasn't so hard, was it?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
She gives you a tap
No
on the
one
shoulder.
died?
Yeah,
None of us got hurt?
I'd say that this was, considering the way Quidam's adventures usually go, this went really well, Quidam, wouldn't you say?
I would say so. Yeah, Dalrum's fantastic. We could...
Well, I couldn't have done it without this team. They backed me up really well.
And you doubted me, Dalrum. Well, I will stick to my word. I'll let the other kingpins know that all your debts have been paid. For now.
Yeah. We've met a very interesting creature, by the way.
I suspect I heard a little bit here. So some sort of turtle?
Yeah, and it thinks it's a god, and I think it's got some pretty nasty thoughts of what it's going to start doing. Quidam, what are your thoughts?
Mine?
Yeah.
I don't know if it thinks it's a god. I think it wanted you to think it was a god.
Maybe. But I can tell you, the problem's going to happen. The docks are going to get way worse. That thing's going to keep going. It likes its treasure.
Well, now we know where it lives. And
Yes,
if
we
I can, actually, Dalrum, if you could help me with one more thing, and trust me, it's not that dangerous.
I've cleared my debt.
I understand, but all I ask is that you join a meeting with me with the other kingpins and describe what you saw. And then you're done. You don't even have to do this. I'm just asking a favor, really. And if you explain what you saw and I vouch for you, we might be able to get more crew involved, more of our folks, and we could probably eliminate that thing so it no longer ruins our shipments.
Screws, with everything that's going on with your position and the push for you to move up, it's going to be a dangerous meeting. I hope you've got some serious bodyguards at hand. The word on the street, there's a lot of people out to get rid of you too.
Don't worry, I can handle myself just fine. So, will you join me?
It's going to cost some credit.
All right, I can give you a little bump.
I can do that for you.
All right. And as we finish tonight with that, Dalrum, the last thing that you notice as we're concluding this story, and you're looking at box of screws there, smiling, nodding at you, and she goes to turn and leave. For a second, you catch one of her canines is really elongated as she closes her mouth, and she walks away. And that's where we're going to end tonight. So, thank you so much, Jack, for joining us tonight. This was such a delight. You were a blast to play with.
Oh yeah. Oh
Man,
yeah.
you're hanging there. You can't just leave it there.
I mean, you're welcome to come back.
Yeah, come back, explore more.
Might have to be on the cards.
Yeah, we can talk offline and see if you want to come back. That would be great. And I loved your cosplay. Loved the character. I love the thought and care you put into it. Thank you so much for hearing all the little details I gave you and finding those moments to bring them up. That was just great. In fact, you even at the end there, I don't know if you did it on purpose, but you sort of revealed a little something to Quidam there that Quidam didn't know, and that is...
Quidam had suspicions, but did not know.
So, brilliant. Thank you so much, Jack. You have been
Pleasure.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes,
It's been a
thank you
pleasure
so
playing
much
with
for
both
playing.
of you. Claire, it's a pleasure to meet you, and
Good to
hopefully
meet you
we'll
too.
get some more little sessions in.
Do you want to end with any sort of... Do you want to give any more... one last plug to
Yeah,
anything
so
you're doing?
as I mentioned, I own a business. It's a laser cutting engraving business. I make all sorts of things from cool, intricate dice towers that are magnetized with secret compartments that you can store your dice in, and signage, weapons. So yes, jump on Facebook or Instagram and look at Design by Project H2. Web page is coming too at the moment in development. Also, if that's okay with you guys, I'm also a member on the Botchery Adventurers.
Yeah.
Jump over and watch us play. We all like to support each other and hopefully make our groups grow.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
pleasure.
Yes, please go check them out. They are live every Sunday. I believe
Yes.
4:30 Pacific time is when they start.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct.
And Jack, if you don't mind, in the Roll20 chat, can you do you want to post a link to your design H2
that.
projects? And then I can just
Put
post
that in
in
the YouTube video.
Yeah, we can put it in the YouTube video, and we can put it in the Twitch chat right now as we end this. So
Okay.
We'll post that there in chat, and we'll see all of you. We might see you next Monday. I don't know. It's up in the air. There's things that are. Well, Claire might be out next Monday.
I might be out next week. I also might be here.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Claire is expecting a baby, so
Imminently.
On the way. Congratulations.
Thank
I didn't
you.
know. I only see this part here. I can't-
Yeah, exactly.
I hope it goes well for you.
Thank you.
Exciting.
all right. Well, thank you everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Ciao.
That was amazing. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you don't know. We can hear each other, right? You have no idea. We've had it happen before numerous times. We're like 5 minutes in, 10 minutes in, we can't hear the DN. Like, oh.